Good morning. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much once more for joining us. This is your co host, Miguel Antonio Barragan, aka Fight Fiend Migs. Joined as always by my co-host Andrew. Don't get it twisted, Lapachet, and this is the Mad Boxing Show, or Mad Boxing for short. On this lovely Sunday afternoon, well, more like morning on our end. Sunday morning, June 2nd. I'm so used to saying May, but June 2nd, 2024. As always, thank you for joining us, y'all. We appreciate you guys checking us out. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe, all those nice things. Check us out on Facebook, check us out on YouTube, all that good stuff. We had quite not really that much of an eventful weekend because there wasn't a lot of fights this weekend. There was a pretty solid UFC card that I watched last night, in addition to the big Matchroom versus Queensberry 5-on-5 that we're going to be talking about momentarily, amongst other things that we saw. That's the first one that we're going to kick off with, of course. But other information going around about Floyd over here, Ryan over here. We're going to get into all of those momentarily. Of course, we're going to kick it off with the results of the 5-on-5. But before we get into all of that good stuff, Andrew, what is going on, dude? How you doing?
Hey Miguel, how's it going? Yeah, everything's good here. Great little card put on last night. Would have loved to have seen the B-Vol versus Better Beef fight. How awesome! And then you have three awesome fights, right? Because the last two are good. The Dubois was probably the fight of the night. Yeah, we really were missing the B-Vol versus Better Beef, but overall, it was a good card. Glad to see it working out for them. See it sold out. Did you hear that one? Sold out
Really?
arena.
No
Yeah,
kidding.
sold.
I
Well,
saw the.
the only reason why I seen it is I follow His Excellency, and he
Mhm.
has it. He posted it sold out arena, so that was pretty cool.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I saw some empty seats, but I don't know if it was like in between here and there. I mean, obviously there's going to be some, but um, it could be. I mean, for all I know, because I saw it, mind you, I was like in the process of like still working and then watching it because it was still early in the morning. But I didn't know it was like sold out. Hmm.
Yeah, well, that's what he announced, so that's what I'm going off of.
Hmm.
Maybe he bought the rest of the tickets.
Yeah,
He's like, oh look, sold out. They're all,
yeah,
sir, you just purchased 20,000. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah.
But
I'm gonna comp these tickets.
no, overall good fight. Big changes coming in the heavyweight division
Mm,
ranking, right?
mm,
Um, yeah, you had a big breaking news this week. That was awesome. You
mhm.
catching Floyd over at a wrestling event. Come on now.
Right,
Um,
exactly. Which we will get into momentarily because
yeah,
that's
yeah.
exclusive, right?
But that was good. That was a good one. And then Ryan.
Mhm.
Ryan all of a sudden, Ryan's got two supplements that tested positive, but
Mm.
there's a twist, and we'll get into that shortly here too. So I'm doing good, Miguel. I'm ready to rock and roll, dude.
All right, fantastic. Well, let's go ahead and get into it. It is yesterday at morning slash afternoon because it was from Riyadh, right? How do you pronounce that? The Riyadh season, wherever the hell there are in Dubai or Saudi Arabia. I'm trying to remember, like they pronounce it a certain way, but Riyadh or Riyadh season, I forget it. They use the hashtag, but anyway. Yeah, so we had yesterday afternoon. Had some 5-on-5 fights. I should say 5-on-5, but it's like they call it 5-on-5. It's not really legitimately 5 on one side of the ring and the other five on the other, like it's a pro wrestling event.
We can
But
say you can say five showed up. I don't know
yeah,
if it was a 5-on-5,
yeah,
but
right. Right.
yeesh.
Apparently, Queensberry completely swept Matchroom badly. I don't
Mm.
know what the scoring system was, but apparently at the end, depending on how you win, I guess you get a certain amount of points, and it ended up being 10-0. Nil is how I always hear the UK people talking about zero in soccer. They're like 10-0. So it was 10-0. It was a clean sweep. They basically mopped the floor with them. Although the fights were still relatively close, and some of them at least, and they were very entertaining. But, of course, sometimes that's how it is in a boxing fight. You take a look at the scorecard, you're like, holy crap, this guy completely mopped the floor. But then you watch the fight, and you're like, oh wait, the rounds are a lot closer than the scores made it seem. But hey, at the end of the day, Eddie Hearn got got his ass handed to him bad.
Wow.
At the
He
end of the
talked
card.
a he talked a lot of mess going into this thing too about
Yeah.
Frank Warren not being what he used to be.
Mm.
I control British boxing now.
Yeah. And you know what? To his credit, he was pretty humble in defeat. Talking about when it got to like 3-0, he's like, yeah, we're kind of grasping at straws right now. Like we're kind of panicking. So he was at least humble and truthful there. He's like, I'm trying to keep a straight face, but I'm fucking gutted. He straight up said that. So I'm like, all right, he's understanding. He's not in denial or anything like that, right? It is the fact that they got the fucking ass handed to them pretty badly. So but basically, yeah, ultimately they end up with no one. They seemed, they were obviously working together to make this fight card work, which was really really cool of them to see something like this. It was pretty clear that they were going to make more of them, or at least they intend to make more of them, possibly USA versus Mexico, right? At some point, either late this year or early next year. That kind of leads me to believe that maybe we might not see Canelo in September. Maybe we'll. I don't know how that will work. According to the ideas that His Excellency has for a potential another 5-on-5 card. But of course, we're jumping ahead. Let's go ahead and take a look at the card. I guess the fights that matter. Bivol ended up winning, right? Of course, we knew he was going to win.
Yeah, yeah.
It was we wanted to see Bivol and Beterbiev. Unfortunately, Beterbiev injured his meniscus, so he's gonna. He was out and he's gonna have to have surgery. Oh, that's right, his meniscus, right? So he's going to be out, and unfortunately they threw in this guy, whose name of course I can never pronounce, but it was a fantastic fight for as long as it lasted. I'm trying to get this guy's name right because whenever they throw in somebody else, I always get it wrong, but um, it was a good win by Bivol. He kept his belt. He didn't look like he took too much punishment really, so he was relatively intact. And post fight, he seemed like by the way. As soon as the fight was over, of course, His Excellency entered the ring and was talking about boom, October 12th, right? October, boom. Immediately, he's like, I already have the date ready for you. We're gonna do it. Bivol and better be oh shit, cool, bam, announcement, right? Of course, he had to wait until after the fight. We had to make sure that Bivol was gonna win, but just like that, we already have ourselves a date for Bivol and Beterbiev. What do you think about that, Andrew?
Well, what's crazy about that is now what's the undercard going to look like, right? Because this guy, he's sort of been bringing great undercards with these fights.
Hmm.
So it looks like we're going to get another card built up here pretty quickly to show at least the undercard to what that is. But no, it's a great fight. It was a fight we're all waiting for. I'm glad Bivol got through this one. Looked untouched to me. So sparring, got paid for a live sparring match, and we're moving on, and it's
Hmm.
just it was a good thing that happened. We didn't need no cuts, we didn't need no setbacks. So both of these
Hmm.
guys are kind of high in age, and we want to get this fight off right, as soon as we can.
Yeah, that specifically, he didn't. Bivol looked like he was intact. After the fight, usually they'll say stuff like, "Oh, I had a nagging injury," something like that. They'll usually say it after the fight. He didn't mention anything like that. He didn't say anything about his hands, anything like that. So let's go ahead and give this guy his props. His opponent, Malik Zinad. That's how you pronounce it, I guess. We're gonna do our best to pronounce names around here, guys. I'm sure you guys already realize that we're terrible at it, but we're gonna do our best to at least mention, his opponent, Malik Zinad. He did what he could. There was actually a point in that fight where I thought he might have gotten in Bivol's head, which was like they kind of sort of headbutted slightly. It wasn't more of a headbutt, but after the fight, after a round, his opponent Zinad kind of stood there, and then Bivol kind of got in his face, and they were like forehead to forehead, kind of pushing each other. The referee got in and split them up, and we're like, "Oh, damn, this is kind of uncharacteristic of Bivol. Maybe his opponent is getting into his head." And then, in a round or two later, Bivol like mops the floor with him. It's like, "Oh shit."
Punish them.
So, that's like, wow. We hadn't seen a knockout from Bivol in quite some time. So seeing that, granted, it's a different opponent. It's not Bivol. I mean, Beterbiev, but nonetheless, seeing Bivol take somebody out, it's like, oh damn. He didn't finish Canelo. He didn't finish Ramirez. So it was like, okay, I mean, he finished them, great, fantastic, and he's intact and whole. So looking forward to how his fight with Beterbiev goes down in October, and what kind of undercard His Excellency plans to put on for a fight like that. But nonetheless, intact. Boom, he has his belt. We still have, it's still intact. You mentioned it, Andrew. You didn't want to see an opponent against Bivol there. We wanted to, if possible, scrap that fight altogether and have Bivol wait, and then we can do it. But everything else is still intact. It's kind of like we were momentarily on pins and needles. We're like, I hope something doesn't happen, because we're all looking forward to that fight, and any potential monkey wrench could be tossed in there. And this fight was kind of that. We're like, all right, let's make sure nothing happens. Thankfully, nothing did, and our Bivol Better Be of Unification Undisputed Light Heavyweight Championship is still intact for October. We see now,
and hopefully on ESPN again. That was another thing. That was another thing I felt weird, is why ESPN didn't go with Bivol anyways. That was supposed to be on the ESPN. The Bivol in that fight was supposed to be on ESPN. So why did ESPN scrap the fight when? Oh, is it Better Be? Oh, it's Better Be that fights for Top Rank though, huh? That's probably what happened there. Bivol doesn't fight for. Yeah.
No, you're right. He's a DAZN dude, so yeah, it's Better Be of who's Top Rank.
I answered my own question. There you go.
But nonetheless, it was a fun fight, for as long as it lasted. And of course, it went from being, I think wasn't Better Be and Bivol supposed to be the main event, right?
Yes.
And so it went from being the main event to not even co-main event to the third. I don't know what that word would be, but Bivol kind of falls on the fight card. After that, though, we had quite the entertaining, probably sleeper of the night. Daniel Dubois taking on Philippe Hrgovic, if we can pronounce that properly. Hrgovic. I don't know what the accents. Sometimes they have little accents over the letters, but it was quite the victory. Dubois ended up getting the win and winning the interim IBF heavyweight championship. Interim because we know who the legitimate champion is, Alexander Usyk. There's been a lot of talks and reports about the IBF stripping Usyk of the IBF championship. I saw recently that Usyk decided to request some sort of exception to be made, and he's already submitted it. They haven't come up with some sort of final solution to that yet. But in the meantime, I think the original plan was to strip him of the championship so they can have it for the vacant. So Dubois and Hrgovic would fight for the vacant title. So that kind of sort of still happened, but now it's the interim championship that they fought over. And as of right now, Usyk's the champ.
I'm gonna say they left Usyk as the champ. They accepted his, because it would have happened last night, bro. Yeah, it would have happened last night.
Oh, I thought it was delayed because he requested the thing. So they're like, "Oh, we haven't made a decision. So in the meantime, we'll do an interim." No.
Last night was supposed to be for the title. If they would have stripped him, the fact that they didn't has to make you at least. That's a good sign for Usyk, right? That they didn't do it. They're holding off. So I think Usyk and if Usyk wouldn't have gotten the immediate rematch from Fury, they might move on. But because Fury did accept the rematch, why would you ruin a good thing? These guys, they deserve probably to have the rematch as undisputed again. Last night was a great fight. I don't think either man deserved to be a world champion from last night, though. I'm being dead serious, right? Come on. Look, all right. It's hard with what's his name? The guy that won. Dubois, excuse me.
Yes.
It's hard with Dubois because listen, Dubois is a few inches away from being the heavyweight champ of the world with 2 knockout title defenses right now, right? He's on a really good run. I know he got knocked out by Usyk, and that was supposed to happen. Usyk was supposed to win that fight. But the fact that he was in the situation that he was with Usyk kind of gave Dubois an upside. Like, all right, there's something there. He dropped Usyk. It looked like he hurt him. Some call it low, some didn't. I was kind of on the fence. It was a decision that the ref gets to make. I wasn't totally saying it wasn't a low blow, and I wasn't totally saying it was. It was kind of like, it's right there. It's right. It's whatever the ref calls, basically. If the ref wouldn't have called a low blow, I wouldn't have been mad either on that one. Put it that way. But he did, and so whatever. But then you come back, you knock out Gerald Miller, Big Baby.
Yes. The real, or not the real Big Baby, the original. We call him the original Big Baby.
And then you come back with Hrgovic. And Hrgovic undefeated. Hrgovic has a win over the main event. Zhang.
We'll say Zhang because I think that's how I heard it pronounced.
So it's Hrgovic. I thought was going to be a big, a big prospect here. Zhang is not an easy guy to defeat. Last night you got to question his power. I mean, man, the guy hit Look, either Dubois got a hell of a chin, even though he's been knocked out twice, but those defeats weren't because he was dizzy. You brought up the fact that he had taken a knee in his last defeat, and I remember in the Joe Joyce, he took a knee. His eye, remember? It's just his eye. He's like looking around. He knows where he's at. So the chin might be there. There's other reasons why he lost those fights by knockout. Well, his chin was there last night. This is an awesome fight. Look, this is old school heavyweight. You know, when DAZN was like, man, I can't believe this is the third round or some shit. It's true, because in round one, these guys come out swinging. You know, it looks like round three, round one. Yeah. Very old school heavyweight. Let's just go at it type of fight. No defense, though. No defense being shown by either man. I thought Dubois used his head a little bit too much. I don't know why the ref didn't step in on that, especially when the cuts were happening. I mean, there's times he does that, you guys. He's straight sweeping. He's not even just leading. There's other times where he's leaning, but when they're in the clinch, you see Dubois do that. And it's like, come on, hey, what the fuck? Bro. You can't throw combos.
He's like backhanding him, but with his head and shit. Like, what the fuck?
You can lead with the head. Can we not do the 1-2 on the man's face? Jesus, the guy's all bleeding, cut on both sides. The fuck, man?
Trying to uppercut him with his fucking forehead. Like,
another punch. So yeah, that was that he. You know, I thought he should probably get a little warning on for doing that. But overall, it's a great fight. It was a great co-main event to what we were going to get from Zhang and Wilder. So, yeah, I was impressed. I was impressed with the power and the relentlessness of Dubois coming at him, right? He showed a lot for a guy that had taken 2 knees in previous losses, he showed a lot of dog in this fight. He walked through a tremendous amount of power shots. So many power shots that I had to start questioning the power of Hrgović. He's like, all right, you know, yeah. So definitely Dubois top 10 again. I mean, when you put the performance against Usyk, then the 2 comeback wins, Miller and Hrgović, he's got to at least be top 10 again, at least be a name. You know, he has the loss to the champ already, so I don't know if he's going to get that immediately. Probably not. But another big win. And at least there's a storyline with the low blow. Frank Warren can at least get a little wiggle room with, hey, man, you got to rematch our guy. He has 3 knockout comeback wins or 4 knockout comeback wins. He's top 10. Then maybe we're talking rematch here down the line. But immediate rematch, I think Usyk has way too many other options on his list before he goes back to Dubois.
And Dubois got himself a belt. You know, granted, it's the interim belt, so that's some sort of leverage, right? Like he can say, "Hey, let's go ahead."
Let's say he's ranked number 1 by the IBF again, because that's what the interim belt is. I don't like to confuse these boxing guys or even myself with all these damn titles. The interim title, you guys, means he's the number 1 ranked fighter in the world. That's it. And I used to like that.
He's the number 1 contender, we'll say.
Yeah.
The number 1 fighter will be the actual champion.
Well, he's the champ. So in the Ring magazine, he would be under champ. It would say champ, his name, 10, and then
and then 10 other guys. So
and then the ranking number 1, because that's man, back in the day when you used to see number 1 ranked fighter, that used to be cool. Now they think it's cool to have 2 titles, but then we have to explain that he's not really the champ. So gay. Do you see them giving fucking Super Bowl trophies to the guy that doesn't win the Super Bowl? So you can say, no, they both have trophies, but he's not actually the champ. Come on. Come on.
Is like, oh, is that a Super Bowl ring? It's an interim Super Bowl ring. I got the interim ring. Like, oh, okay.
Oh, look, here's the score. We lost.
Yeah, it's what it is. So, you know, we're the interim champs. What can I say?
That's funny.
Oh, fuck. But yeah, Dubois got himself a victory by a TKO. Who's that? Oh,
Jackson Rancheria.
That's your casino. Did you pay them another visit? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
No. I'm trying to get us paid, man.
Oh, I see. Yeah, let's get a casino on our side, guys.
Yes, sir. And I'll
hit us
bring
up.
sports gambling there. Shit.
That too. Like, hey guys, make sure to check out our bookie over at what is it called? What's it called? Rancheria. What is it called?
Jackson Rancheria.
Jackson Rancheria. All right, let's go. And where's that at specifically? It's not
And
in Grace, is
Jackson.
it? Oh,
It's in Jackson, yeah.
okay. Cool. I didn't know that was the name of the city.
Yeah.
Jackson, fantastic. Well, so Dubois got himself, a victory, a TKO, and it was a very entertaining. And for as long as it lasted, with just 8 rounds, that's enough action. You know what I'm saying? Like I like,
It was.
sometimes when you see a decision, we think, oh, the fight, it was kind of lame or something, right? You see a knockout, you think. People don't realize that sometimes a fight can be, boring as shit and still end in a KO, or it can be absolutely entertaining and go multiple rounds. So I love watching fights that are both entertaining and end before the final round. And this fight was fun as hell, and it ended in the 8th. So we got ourselves 8 solid rounds of heavyweight action there, which served as co-main event for the 5-on-5 Queensberry and Matchroom, which led to the main event. Which
Can I say one more thing?
Yes,
I got one more thing to say.
please.
To the commentators during that fight, can we not all sound like Joe Rogan every time a big punch lands? Doesn't it seem like they're all going, whoa, oh, like, bro, come on, you guys, can we just explain what's going on and not all have these fucking out of our seat moments here? That's it. I just thought they were at a certain point they were just doing a little over the whole screaming. So
yeah, and I mean, I don't mind it as long as it's reserved for the actual fucking, the good knockouts. When we, I mean, even with like one of the greatest knockouts in the last decade, actually, I think it's more than that, with Pacquiao and Marquez 4, even then, what's his name, Jim Lampley and Roy Jones, they weren't losing their shit the same way, and that probably deserved it, of all fucking knockouts, that one deserved it, and that was just Lampley going like, oh my gosh, so down goes fucking Pacquiao, and then the famous now Roy Jones saying like, he's not getting up, Jim, he's not getting up. It's like, yeah, right. But they don't lose their shit, you know what I'm saying? And like, again, I don't mind it when you lose your shit as long as it's one of those kind of knockouts. And it's like, if we see Floyd come back and he gets knocked the fuck out by Terrence Crawford or something, I'm like, oh shit, that, yeah, sure, that definitely deserves it. Not every single knockout,
every punch,
yeah, you can be enthusiastic, most definitely, because you want to be able to feel that when you're watching the fights. Because let us do that. We're fans. We don't know any better. We're just like, oh my gosh, you got nothing the fuck out, right? Don't let our fucking commentators do that unless it's deserved. But good point. I like the fact that you pointed it out, because yeah, it happens. I mean, I'm kind of over it. I do watch MMA and the UFC, and that does happen like too damn frequently. I'm like, look, that was a fantastic knockout. I'm not gonna say it's not. But calm the fuck down. Relax.
Yeah.
But that brings us to our main event, who names we don't want to butcher. Deontay Wilder taking on Zhang. That was quite the fight. It wasn't. I'm not even sure what to think about it. But before we go into the details, Zhang did come out with a victory, 5th round KO. I hope they didn't count it as a TKO, but it should be a knockout, because Wilder was out. I want to say it should be considered a knockout, 5th round. For those of you who, I'm sure you guys have already seen the highlight, it looked as though Wilder was going to come in with a 1-2. His left hand was way fucking low as he was coming in for that right, and Zhang ended up counterpunching or coming over with that hook, right hook landing on Wilder, causing Wilder, and the punch wasn't really that flush, just kind of like it hit him. I mean, obviously it stunned him, but he wasn't out, obviously, right? Enough to where he damn near turned it. Well, he did turn his back, I guess, and it seemed as though he was so out of it that he was like looking for the ref or something. He like turned. He knew that the ref was in the direction, I think, because he turned to look at him, and then Zhang comes in with like that coup de grace of a right hand.
There's a lot of video. You know how they always say the internet never forgets? And shout out to the guys that didn't forget. Did you see the training videos now of Deontay Wilder doing the spin? Mm-hmm. What the fuck, Miguel?
Once it's out there on the internet, guys, it's going to be out there. So just think about that.
And it's not just once, though. Like, he was doing it, I believe, this week when the guy's doing the head movement with them, right? It was like once he gets he would pivot and then spin. Bro, they always tell you, you're going to fight how you train. So maybe he got hit, felt the momentum going that way. It was like, this is a good time to do my spin. Watch me spin out of this one, y'all. And then this is real life now. This is not training where the trainer's not actually trying to kill you. Turns around, where the fuck's he at? Bam! Like, bro.
Could it be that he got stunned
that
so much so
Miguel,
he thought, he's like, oh, I'm back in training? Cool. That has been...
Miguel, when it first happened, of course that's what you think. Wow, he kind of... But the replay shows the punch really didn't land. It's not that hard of a shot.
No, it's not that hard. But I mean, he's been tagged. And when you get... So here's the thing. Like, and here's the thing. You ever watch somebody get... And this happens... I've seen this happen in the UFC quite often, because usually when a guy gets knocked out, the fighter can still throw one more punch before the referee pulls in, because they have to do that, basically. So sometimes the punch doesn't really connect, even though the guy's already out. The punch barely like nips his fucking nose, and the guy's body still convulses because he's fucking out, right? So I think he's been so concussed that it doesn't take a hard punch to fuck him up. That punch that brushed over his nose, really, and I mean it didn't fuck up his nose, but the punch landed kind of more as a sweep, and enough to where it stunned him. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't think his spin is there anymore.
When it first happened, I'm totally with you.
Yeah.
After the 2 videos come out of the dumbass fucking doing this spin move in the ring, yeah. I'm not totally on board anymore. It's such an awkward thing that you don't really see fighters do spin moves, right?
Well,
we've watched a lot of boxing.
Yeah, you're not supposed to turn your back shit.
So it's very rare that, not saying that it didn't, like I said, before the video, I'm totally with you. Now after 2 videos, and literally he was doing it this week at the open workout. No, I think Deontay had that little spin move in his mind. And I think he thought he was, here.
So what do you think? He got hit and he thought, let me spin out of this, or what? What do you mean?
It's just the natural reaction. He was doing this, right? And when he would come to this side, he spins out of it. Well, he was on that side, so why not just naturally? You've been training to do this. He does it, loses his sense of direction because he's a dumbass, and you're not supposed to do that in a real fight. You gotta remember, when he's doing it in the gym, the trainer's like, "Oh, yeah, that was cute." He's not going after him. He just looks at him like,
"Do it again."
Yeah, look at him. He's over there now. That's so. You're cool. That's so cool. This guy was like, oh, stupid. He runs after him. Bam! Hits him again. I'm totally with you on he was hurt. I'm totally with you. But you fight how you train. The man was doing the spin. That could have been a natural reaction he had when his body went that way. And
so he went into autopilot. Went back to his instincts and said, "Okay, I've been training on this spin. I'm gonna boom bust it." Because when he turned, it looked like he was looking after for the ref, almost like I thought. I mean, again, he was out, so it didn't look rational. But I thought he was looking towards the ref as if he thought he got hit with a headbutt or an elbow or something, like because he kind of looked like what the fuck was that kind of thing,
It could be one of those reels where it was at this moment Deontay knew. He fucked up. He's like, wait a minute, you're not the fighter? Bam! Oh shit! Yeah. Like, hey, what happened to Zhang? He turned into the ref. Yeah. Deontay, what the? Oh man, bro. Hey, Mark Breland is laughing somewhere. He's not just smiling. I don't know if he's a drinker, but Mark Breland might have ended up at the bar last night with a few celebration toasts. Yeah. Seriously, the guy's career went downhill.
You think he's that like petty? You know, he did it out of the kindness of his heart, right? Obviously, like the protection of his own fighter, and fucking threw in the towel. He paid the price for it, unfortunately. But do you think he's that like petty to be like, what the fuck you get, fool?
Why not? Deontay threw him. Deontay threw him under the bus.
No, just to take the higher road. That's all. No protection.
There is no higher road. I don't know if it's a high road or not. Just who was right. At the end of the day, who was right? Okay.
Yes. At the end of the day, who was right? Exactly.
Deontay Wilder's careers went downhill. He looks lost in the ring. He's not even the same. He
looks gun shy, dude. He looks gun shy.
It's the worst fucking instructions ever, bro. Those are the instructions that I give Junior. Junior's an amateur who doesn't have any fights. Come on, we're going to throw a 1-2 and then a 3-2. Come on, right down the middle. Right down the middle. 1-2. 1-2, right down the middle. Bro, do you have anything else but a jab right hand? And then after the jab right hand, a left hook right hand? What? Dude,
hey,
you want to know how Malik got the job? You're the best right hand I've ever seen in the sport of boxing. Look, you knocked me out in fucking 10 seconds. Deontay, all you have to do is land the right hand, and everybody's going to sleep. The whole motherfucking world will go to sleep on Deontay. And Deontay is like, yeah, he's right. I'm just going to leave my jab. That wasn't even a jab last night. You people know that, right? That was not a jab. Malik Scott has done nothing for Deontay Wilder's career but fucking ruin it. Ruin it. They were literally like telling him, just throw shit. Who cares if it's wild? they didn't even want no technique behind it.
Well, I mean, but I think listen to those instructions though. I think they're trying to pull it out of him. I think he's been stunned and hurt so many damn times and concussed that he's just gun shy as fuck now. So they're, it's like, all right, y'all, we trained, we trained in the locker room, or we trained, warming up, we trained in the fucking during camp. Let that right hand go, because if Malik Scott is over here buttering him up, saying like, hey, dude, all you got to do is land that fucking right hand, and Wilder isn't even doing that, isn't even letting that right hand go, there's no fucking hope of him winning if he's not going to unload the only real weapon that he has. You know what I'm saying?
Throw your fucking punches. Be the brown bomber. Not right up the middle. You can hear him during the fight. Down the middle. Down the middle. And Deontay's he's trying to line up that right hand like a rocket. Sometimes, dude, Deontay, you knocked out people doing the looping shit too.
Yeah. Or you
knocked out fucking Burbane. Bermain.
Yeah.
Yeah, you knocked him out with like some crazy ass left hook. Right hand was up here, like King Kong type shit, like just breaking shit. You know what I'm saying?
And even Helenius, when he fought Helenius, he didn't do shit. He almost hacked him, dude. It's like Helenius kind of gave himself away.
Yep.
He came in, and all he had to do was wait and landed that right. That wasn't even that flush. I mean, it was flush, but
wasn't straight down the middle. Yeah,
it was like very hacky, which is the way he punches sometimes, but. It's like, do anything. I guess that's why his corner was yelling that out, because they were out of frustration. Like, dude, let your hands go. What the fuck?
Yeah, no, I didn't hear it from Malik. I heard Malik telling him basically 3 fucking punches, and really, it was really just the right hand down the middle that he kept calling for. No, there was no setup. There's no get him into the corner, cut him off. He's always going this way. I need you to stay. There's nothing. He's not breaking down anything in the fight except giving him these little motivation talks about how his right hand, he needs to get that right hand down the middle. Because we know the left hook isn't down the middle. So he's not talking about the left hook. He's talking about one fucking punch. Deontay, it's over. There's nothing he can do to bring this back. He's not going to all of a sudden turn into Deontay of 7 years ago. He has transitioned to this guy. He let Malik mold him into this guy. It doesn't work at this level. I'm sorry. Zhang is throwing 2 power punches. You're throwing 1, and you're not even throwing it that much. But Zhang was literally like, oh, okay, your weak-ass jab, I'm going to go right over the top with that and come with the left hand. Right over the top, left hand. He wasn't even throwing that many jabs. He was bringing all power because the dude's doing this. What the fuck is that? What was he? Dude literally should have slapped it down or he was southpaw, but should have slapped it down and hit him. You know what I mean? Like, remember, they said if he would pick up his punch output, this would be a nightmare for Deontay. Yeah. This shit is the reason why. I don't even know. That's not even a defense, dude. I don't know what Deontay was doing there. It was like he was, I'm going to hit you with this right down the middle. Come on. But he's not throwing it.
No. I think they fall into that somehow. Like because I see it a lot in like MMA when they're close enough to like touch each other's like main glove, and it's just like if you're close enough to land and touch them, you can fucking throw a jab or something, or you don't have to just do this glove touch shit. I think he just falls into it somehow. Like he doesn't realize that he's doing it because it was no jab, obviously, right? You mentioned that, and it didn't even look like he was trying gauge the distance or anything. Like not even that, because sometimes you do put it out there just to gauge your distance. And it wasn't even that. So it just looked so unbelievably gun shy. And we're not gonna I don't know. 4 losses. 3 of them of his most recent ones being knockouts. that kind of tells you a lot of where his chin is going and where his
He
career is going.
needs a Mickey. He needs an Apollo. He needs somebody to fucking yell at him and tell him you fucking suck, right? Your right hand isn't everything, kid. That's what that kind of trainer he needs. Not all you gotta do is throw that motherfucker down the middle. You throw that motherfucker down the middle, you're knocking out. No. This is the pros, Malik. Sorry. When everybody in the room knows all you have is a right hand, you're not that hard to beat.
Yeah. Any chance of Breland coming
not
back?
that hard to beat, and now no, because they can't bring it. No, if I was Mark Breland, I would say no. First off, right? That was bullshit what they did to him.
Sure.
So no, I wouldn't come back for Deontay. They made your bed. You sleep in it now, and he's too old. He's too old. He's been beat up too much. I'm going to tell you, his body language in round 2 isn't that impressive. He's already got he's doing this shit, holding that fucking hand up. Yeah, you seen that? He's holding the arm. Yeah. He's holding his arm. His mouth was open like he was already kind of, I'm going to say kind of broken mentally. Like, it didn't look good. And it was round 2. And then the jab, he wasn't, to me, he was there to land one punch and see if it works. And when it didn't, he was ready to go home. And that whole spinning shit, dude, like I said, I was totally with you. I was like, oh, he got rocked. He lost his sense of direction, gets knocked out. And then I watched the videos. I'm like, you're such an asshole. No, I don't think he got it. I think that was all fucking his natural, I've been doing this training. You can see it sort of works when the trainer isn't following you. So I could see where Deontay was like, yeah, I did this. And then when I do that little 2 steps, I'm like 4 feet away from him. Now I'm able to reset. But what happens if the guy follows you? Now when you turn around, you need to find him again, and he's already on you like a fucking heat-seeking missile, man. He's seen you. Yeah. The radar's on.
He didn't spin around. He's still inside of your fucking shot,
All the way, bro. It was all the way.
You're spinning so he can punch you.
Hey, and Top Gun, when the plane locks on, you never see the guy just turn around and shoot back. All right, you're dead. Hey, when they're locked on, motherfucking Zhang was locked on to him as he's doing his stupid spin dance move. American boxing, where are we at right now?
Yeah, he was our hope, right? So for a while,
we got Big Baby. Do we got big baby or the real baby? What's
the real big baby?
The real baby.
Yeah. So that Anderson, that's gonna be, I guess, our next big thing, I suppose. I mean, if he even gets to that, if he gets to that level. But so you think? I mean, we can pretty much call it a career at this point for Wilder, huh? He's pretty much done.
Yes, I think all the doors are now closed. Look, he can fight on the undercard against an up and comer. No one's gonna knock him for or knock an up and comer for trying to get Wilder out of the I wouldn't say retirement, but just trying to fight him still.
Sure.
Besides that, he's done. He hasn't. Look, he lost to all of the top 10 contenders out of the PBC stable. He lost to, what is it, Parker, Fury, Zhang, right? These are like the top guys of this era. He beat Bermain Stervine, right? That's his name, Bermain Stervine. He beat Luis Ortiz, right? Those are like the 2 biggest names that he had on his roster, but both of those guys were PBC dudes. So no, it's not looking good for Deontay.
How about a potential maybe fight with, let's say, Ruiz or something like that? No? Andy Ruiz?
That's doable if they both weren't demanding heavyweight championship money. The fight is a no. I think Deontay has lost his market as far as selling pay-per-views right now. That's why I see him on the undercard. I don't know if Andy Ruiz is ready to be that guy yet. Obviously, he's not. He's been out of the ring for fucking how long? So that dude still thinks he's worth 20 million or 15 million a fight.
Who's he's on? I saw who's is he fighting on the undercard of? Is it Tank or who the fuck is it? He's fighting on the undercard of somebody. I forgot who, but he's fighting on the undercard of some card coming up here in the next few months here. So I forgot.
Who is it? Who's the opponent? I think you are right. Who is the opponent he's supposed to be
Yeah,
facing?
I don't know. I forgot. We'll have to maybe look it up. But yeah, he's fighting real soon on the undercard of some fight. I forgot who specifically, but he's gonna be back in action real soon. Maybe after that, if
Maybe, but it was a real last night. I think was a real close to being a nail in the coffin as far as Deontay on the big stage, and I just don't know if Andy Ruiz is at his level anymore. Um, I don't. If Deontay was to beat Andy Ruiz, everyone would probably do this, right? Because he's already had so many shots, and these guys are all gonna be. And then if Ruiz beat Wilder, it'd be like, all right, well, that's his fifth time losing,
yeah,
fourth in his last 5 fights. Like we're over that too. So I just don't think they're at the same level anymore, and I don't think Deontay's a pay-per-view guy anymore. I'm thinking more of like an ESPN fucking, he
Friday
goes
Night Fights.
yeah, he goes a top rank and tries to take on one of their up and comers on a, build it from the ground up again. If he's willing to try. Last night he didn't look willing to try. I don't know if that's just so. I don't know if his confidence is totally shot in himself or in his trainer. Because at a certain point, dude, you got to start looking at the stupid. Everyone told him Malik wasn't the guy, right? They didn't have the same style. Malik was a boxer, light-handed. Deontay's the hardest punching heavyweight, or one of the hardest punching heavyweight champions of all time, not just this era. That's what the paper told us, right? Um, he looked gun shy. He looked confused. Obviously, on the knockout, he looked really confused. He didn't even know where the Zhang was. I don't know what he was doing there. And so, and as far as a record with Malik Scott, I believe he has more losses than he does wins, as him as the trainer. It's not working. So if you want to try to make the, and he's had Malik Scott has had what, at least four shots as a trainer.
Was it after the second? Yeah, after the second Fury fight, right? Which I think was 2021.
Oh, it might be the first Fury fight, bro.
No, because he was still undefeated at the time.
Oh yeah, that was a draw. It's a draw.
Yeah.
The first one. You're right. Yep, you're right. So it is the second one. So Fury, and then he takes on Dominic Breeze, right?
No. Wilder. No,
Wilder.
He takes on. His only win is against Hellenius. He goes an immediate rematch with Fury, and then afterwards he gets.
Oh, that's the draw that he fights the Brazil and all them. That's after the draw.
No, but I wasn't Brazil before that. I thought Brazil was way before that. I thought at that point he was still knocking people out. Maybe it was
Deontay Wilder.
Yeah,
let me go now.
It's like
you keep talking, I keep looking. You keep
Fury and then Hellenius and then Parker.
Yes, you're right. Okay. You're right. Yeah, it's Fury's the draw, Breezel, Ortiz, then Fury loss, and then it's been downhill, dude. So this is worse. Yeah, so he has a worse record. Matter of fact, fire the motherfucker today.
Yeah, fire him 2 weeks ago. Shit.
Yeah, dude, you're talking about he's fucking 1-4, bro, with 3 knockout losses. Nah, dude, Malik there should already be a headline that they separated. Wow, that's really weird. Yeah. Talk about going with your boy all the way to the end. You can't knock his friendship.
To the bitter end. Props to the referee for stopping that, because he got back up, right? And I was like, oh shit, he looks a little shaky. Like, I hope they don't let him continue, because he does look shaky. And the referee's like, no. So props to the referee for calling it, because he could just easily let him continue. And the way. To Deontay's credit, it didn't look like he was complaining too much, at least as much as before. No. So when he got up, because to his credit, he got up, he didn't stay down, he got up, and the referee was counting, and the referee's like, no, bro, you're done. So props to the ref for calling it, and then Deontay did what he could, he got back up. So at the very least, it's not like flat on his back for the whole 10 count. But it didn't look like Deontay was protesting the stoppage or anything.
The only thing this man had in common with Deontay Wilder is that they like tattoos. That was the only thing. Their lifestyles aren't the same. Malik Scott's character is not like Deontay Wilder's. Like, Malik changed Deontay totally. The whole Oswald, what's that shit they were taking?
No. It's Ah,
hallucinogenic, right?
yes, but they only do it one time. It's like, at least to my knowledge, ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca.
Yeah, like
Thank
you
you.
go, and
Thank you.
I saw it, like, funny enough, I saw it on Drugs Inc., that show on National Geographic years ago. So like people who have like serious trauma, childhood trauma, something like that, they go to fucking Peru or wherever the hell they go do it. They drink this shit on an empty stomach, right? It makes them puke. They start fucking like regurgitating, dry heaving because there's nothing in their stomach. They puke, and then after they puke, they start fucking hallucinating, and life turn changes, yada yada. And people, of course, are supervising them in their own. They even have like little individual cabins so they can just like sleep it off later on, and it's like some sort of therapy or some shit. I don't know, but it's supposed to get your mind in a better state because it kind of removes a lot of stress
It's
from your shoulders, and it kind of brings you in a new light or something.
it's supposed to, but not all people are chemically the same
Right.
upstairs, and not all drugs react the same, right? Especially to all my young people, especially hallucinogenics. Those affect everybody differently. So what Malik Scott might have been benefiting off of this shit,
Mhm.
Deontay clearly hasn't, because his fucking record is 1-4. So
Mhm.
I don't know what the fuck you guys are doing over there, seeing new worlds and all that shit, but that shit
Yeah.
didn't work. That didn't help at all. Matter of fact,
Mhm.
it made your boy kind of weak. And
Yeah,
he
that's
said it. He said it himself. This is not just me.
uh,
Deontay's on an interview going, "Oh yeah, I think that when I was taking that stuff, you heard that?
yeah.
Yeah,
I could it be that, I mean, shit, that's supposed to it's supposed to do that. It's supposed to bring you down to a certain level where you're like, okay, relieve whatever stress you got and all that shit, right? Past trauma, yada yada. So I'm thinking like, so that just kind of made him more calmer. Is that we're gonna see him in the ring? Like, I don't know if that helped. Like,
yeah."
you
No,
want him to
he
have that
was a
fucking edge.
yeah, he was a bomber. He was a
Mm,
fucking a madman. He used to scream and throw punches that we didn't really know why he was doing it, but
yeah.
when they hit you, they hurt you. Shit like that. Like the uppercut that he learned it on Sturvine, or the fucking tomahawk. Like it's a great point that you brought up. These weren't straight down the middle punches.
Mm,
So no, and it's too late.
yeah.
The four losses in these last five fights is your career, dude. You aren't coming back from this. You might be able to maybe get shot by fighting a bunch of young scrubs, but your days of the big Deontay badass is over. You are not Iron Mike. You're not at all.
Mm,
So yeah, it's that was to me it was a nail in the coffin as far as his marketing. Um, and if he wants to continue his career, I don't even know where to go at this point. But you have to leave Malik Scott. He's just not working out, and it sucks. I know they're friends, and I hope that doesn't ruin their friendship. And if Malik was cool, he wouldn't allow that to, because Deontay gave him fucking hella fights, man.
yeah. I mean, he has to look at the facts. If
Yes.
Deontay would be like, look, these are our win loss record with you, bro. Sorry,
And,
no hard feelings. Here's a paycheck, And Malik would be like, fuck, man. You're right. I tried, bro. Sorry. What else can you say? You can't say like, sorry, I ruined your career. But I mean, sorry. All right, fine. And now off they go to their own, fucking thing. He can go somewhere else. Wilder, I'm saying, but hopefully it doesn't, do that. But let's be real. Chances are it might, right? Just like it did with Breland.
yeah, everyone. A
Yeah.
lot of yeah, a lot of people don't make it through it, which is sad. Look at James and Spence. He
Oh yeah.
acted like he acted like that was his dad at one point in his career, and all of a sudden he's fucking not paying him, taking him to court. It's like, jeez, a thin line between blood and
hmm
friendship, huh?
Oh yeah, for sure. So all right, we now know what that Wilder is done. What about Zhang? What's next for him? What do you think should be the next step for him?
Um, it wasn't the heavyweight title, because I think that belongs to Joseph Parker.
Mm,
I think we're all forgetting that Parker beat both men in the ring that
mhm.
night or last night. And so we need to start looking at Parker as a legit contender for um, Usyk.
Mm.
So I think Parker should be in line first, and Zhang goes after whatever's, you got to stay busy fight basically.
Mm.
And that's where I would take that. So yeah, I don't think he gets Usyk right now, but It's a great. He's got it. He's got momentum. You know, just stay busy. He's next in line. But I don't think we can overlook what Parker's done. Parker beat him. Parker beat Wilder. That he should be next for Usyk if or when Fury's done. Because I'm not totally sure Fury loses the rematch. He
Sure,
might.
sure.
It's on the table. But
Mm.
dude, I have Fury ahead by a lot going into that 8th round or whatnot, man. And it kind of just seems like Fury fucking the hot dog and finally got to him. He was doing way too much of that night. I mean, it's like round one. There's one point he's looking at the crowd. He's not
Mm.
even staring at Usyk. Like, come on, stay focused, you know? And I know what Fury's going to say. Well, that's me. If I can't do that, then I shouldn't be fighting. I know he's going to give us all that bullshit.
Mm.
But you were up 7-1, 6-2, maybe going in the 9th or going in the 8th, 5-2. Excuse me, going into the 8th, 5-2. Dude, all you gotta do is stay fucking legit for a few more rounds, and you're damn near walking into the all-time great list. Now you're questioned all over the place. Now no one even has you up there anymore. You're like turned into a fucking joke. I don't know if Tyson likes that at all. So the rematch, you might get the serious Tyson Fury, and if that happens, we'll be having a trilogy because I had him kind of winning that. And dude, not only do I have him winning, everyone has him winning, and there's times in that fight where he's totally dominating. The body shots
Sure.
are landing, the uppercuts are landing, like
The uppercuts, Jesus.
yeah. So a serious Tyson Fury, we might have problem. We might see a trilogy, which is gonna put everyone else on hold. So
So let's go down this rabbit hole for a second. Let's say we get with the Fury Usyk rematch, turns out that Fury ends up winning, and we have ourselves most likely a trilogy. Is Zhang gonna? I mean, I'm sorry. Is Joseph Parker gonna wait? Do you think he's gonna wait? I mean, he's not exactly a young buck himself. At some point he's gonna have to fucking get in the ring and maybe defend. Is a potential fight with Dubois or Zhang or something?
I
What
think
what
that
did a rematch? I mean, was Zhang? Sorry. Go ahead.
I think that's where the money comes in to play, right? So if His Excellency is going to pay Zhang and Parker
Uh,
heavyweight championship like money, maybe you see them two fight. But if I'm Parker and they lowball me at some like $2 million, and I might lose my ranking when I would make 8 or 10 million fighting for the heavyweight championship, I'm not doing it. I'm gonna wait that year because they're gonna fight this year. The trilogy would happen in the way that His Excellency is doing it. Sounds like he's not waiting around, right? He'll put these fights on as long as they're ready to fight.
sure.
So you would have to think by the summer of it could possibly if everything no cuts, no nothing, it could possibly be over by the middle of next year, 25, this trilogy. If that was the case, well, if I'm Parker, I'm waiting because the money's too good and I don't want to lose my ranking and 6 million, right?
But that would be almost with the guarantee that he's going to be in there. There is no real guarantee. I mean, he's put himself in the position to be there, but realistically, like
He could go.
uh,
Uh, yeah, I don't know, man, because I mean he can go after Dubois,
yeah,
but it's all about money at this point.
yeah.
Because
Well,
like
the money's worth the wait. It's just like as long as he actually gets there, as long as
and
they
if
give him the
he,
crack.
I wouldn't see why not. I wouldn't see why not. He's got the. I guess that's why he does have to take a keep busy fight. Then I guess at some point he would have to strap down and fight someone. That kind of sucks. That kind of sucks for him because he kind of already did his homework, right? The Wilder and Zhang were like the two guys that were lined up to get this shot.
Hmm.
Dubois, while it's cool that he won an IBF interim title, he's already had his shot and he got knocked out.
Sure.
So why should he get it again? You know, I don't give a fuck about his IBF title. We're talking undisputed here. We're not talking IBF.
No interim shit.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So if I'm the boxing world, I'd be like, screw your interim title, you know?
Mhm.
You already got the shot at undisputed. So
Yeah,
yeah,
because
so
it'll have to be like let's say Pope Parker fights something in the meantime around the same time, because he can kind of like think ahead of time. If he fights around the same time that we have the rematch of Usyk and Fury, there's no guarantee who's going to win that one. So let's just
and
say, for the sake of argument, that Usyk wins. There's not going to be a trilogy. He'll be ready for early spring of 2025 or
yeah,
something. Yeah.
yeah. If Usyk wins, yeah.
If Usyk wins.
Then
So
that
and then
speeds
he,
everything up.
yeah, yeah, and he can, he can maybe he can still have an in between fight. If not, that because
You know
it'll.
what we're missing?
Uh,
Wasn't Anderson supposed to fight the win? Wasn't he supposed to fight Wilder in August? Who's
um,
Anderson supposed to fight? He had already signed to fight one of those guys. Do you remember that?
no, I don't remember that.
Jared Anderson, watch. He had already signed with His Excellency, dude. And I think it was Wilder. So now that fight is off the table. I don't think it was Zhang, bro. I think Jared Anderson was supposed to fight Wilder. If
Oh
he
shit,
was,
did it really?
yeah, if he was to win last night,
Mhm.
he was gonna fight in one of those August or October cards, whatever cards at the end. I think in L.A. It might have been under the Terrence Crawford fight.
Oh, all right. Huh.
You don't
All right.
remember this?
No, I don't remember that. Like, so basically, but that, wouldn't that be? Well, hold on. We're in June. No, that can't be because the
Deontay Wilder slated to fight unbeaten Jared Anderson on April 30th. So I told you, if Deontay would have won, he would have been fighting Jared Anderson on Turkish Mr.
wait, April 30th.
No, that's when this came out.
Oh,
So it says a clash between, here, watch, let me go to it.
okay.
It says a clash between former heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder and undefeated contender Jared Anderson is being planned for August 3rd in Los Angeles. Turkish Ali Sheikh, the chairman of Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority, announced Monday evening on social media. Wilder will first face China's Zhang on June 1st in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The 39-year-old from Alabama is coming off a lopsided defeat to Joseph Parker in December in Riyadh. The major upset that cost Wilder a March fight with Anthony Joshua. So poor Wilder, he lost 2 fights. He loses.
Well, so but it's how is that? All right, so he loses to Parker Wilder. I'm saying loses to Parker in December, and was supposed to have a fight with Joshua, right? And because it seems too soon. Because when is the Terrence Crawford fight in August?
Yeah.
So it's like he's gonna fight in June 1st, and then be ready by August.
That's what His Excellency wanted. Remember, I don't think His Excellency is too worried about fighters' health and safety, bro. I think he likes to see good fights, and if the guys are willing to get in the ring, well, then they're willing to get in the ring. I'm just being honest. Look at what he did to Zoo.
Because
Zoo's fucking Zoo had a cut all the way to his skull, and they're like, "Hey, you want to fight? You can fight." This guy has knocked out all of his opponents. Hey, let's put him in with you.
Like, just rub some dirt on it; he'll be fine. I'll stitch that shit. Come on, I'll show you how to stitch this shit.
The doctor was like, "Are you fuckers? Are you serious? It's not. It's not ill. What do you mean?" He canceled his fight.
Yeah, that could be because, like, I just thought, if December was when Wilder lost to fucking Parker, and that was supposed to lead up to another fight, in whenever July. This one, it's just like what it just seems like it's a little too soon from June to August. But I mean, it could be that's what
Allah Sheikh said Wilder will be Anderson's opponent if he's ready by then to fight. So that was in there. If Wilder doesn't perform well, which he didn't, Anderson could face a different foe on the stacked Terrence Crawford Israel Madrimov undercard. Saudi Arabia's first boxing event outside of the kingdom. I always believed that boxing would be at its peak when you have young American heavyweights like Jared Anderson, which I also believe in his talent and his promising future, Ali Sheikh wrote on the X. My advice to him, focus on your future training and commitment, and you will reach your goals.
All right.
So,
okay. Well,
so so that's another fight that's off the table. So Anderson will be looking for a fight. I guess we got to throw him in the mix with Joseph Parker. That could come up, right?
Yeah, we have ourselves a new, like, they used to say the three-headed monster at heavyweight. We have like 3 guys. We have Zhang, we have fucking Parker, and we have Anderson. Go ahead.
What about Parker's first little interim title? How about that fight? Dubois.
Yeah. Daniel Dubois. All right. I mean, that's too much that's kind of dangerous though. Like, to take one of those as a kind of keep me busy type of fight. Like,
Dubois well, listen. I'm sorry to Daniel Dubois, but he had his moments under the sun. Yeah, he got a win last night, but he also has 2 knockout losses that were kind of bad on his resume because he quit in both of those. Anderson's the upside in that fight. So really, they wouldn't be hurting themselves. They'd be giving the upside a shot at a fake-ass title, but at least something to hold up later on.
Okay. I'm
You know
down with
what I
that.
mean?
I can do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that could be a potential there. You could see because dude, the guy looks like he is not even willing's not even the word. He just knows what he wants and he can get it. So if he really
Wait,
wants
who talking about? Who talking about?
and his excellency.
Oh, gotcha.
His
Okay.
excellence. These cards he's putting together, the way that he talks, you know what I mean? He's very confident. You heard him say, "Don't get to my way or I'll get it done anyways." That type of shit. Holding Bevol's kids while he tells them, I'm just saying. I watched Clear and Present Danger, bro.
I watched Taken 3.
I watched True Lies, man. I seen these action movies. Hey, whenever the guy is holding the kids and has a Russian accent, a Middle Eastern accent, a Colombian accent, I know where that story's going, eh? He's like, your kids, they look good. Yeah. Good young boys. You want to see them grow to big men, big men. You fight.
I've watched Taken 1, 2, and 3. I know how that shit works, guys. I saw
we are just playing, Your Excellency. We're just playing with you.
It did look a little suspicious, though. He like, here, come here. And then the kid's like, oh, okay. Puts him around, like, all right. And then, what the fuck is Bivol going to do? He's like,
yeah. He was like, yeah. He's all, yeah, I fight. Yes, I fight.
yes. Me fight. Yes. You sign check. Me fight. Yes. That's how that works.
We're just poking.
If we're gonna get that kind of card, I'm down. With I wouldn't mind seeing Parker and Dubois. Sure, let's do that in there. For around the time that we have Fury and Usyk too, just in case.
Or Anderson.
I
think Anderson versus either of those guys.
Anderson, fuck, I don't know. I'm still on the fence about Anderson. It sucks because I want to root for him, right? We have an American heavyweight, but sometimes it just goes out there and you're like, I don't know. Right?
No, I'm totally on board with you. Yeah, I haven't seen the talent of all the past heavyweight American greats. I haven't seen that in Anderson, but he's there. He looks like he's in his 20s on victories now. So I think if the opportunity's there, they're going to offer it to him. And to be honest with you, Daniel Dubois is a winnable fight if you are the future. Dubois has been stopped twice due to pressure. Like not being dizzy. So if you put the pressure on this guy, he might fold. You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
So go out there and fucking handle your business and get this title. Just don't do it like Malik with just the 1-2 down the middle. Just the 1-2 down the middle. And then a 3-2. But the 1-2. Oh, fuck. Is that all we got? I could just you just see Deontay's like, what the fuck, man? What am I, 12 years old?
I can picture Malik Scott like looking at like the clipboard, like the fucking college football coaches, and just like, that's all we got. That's all we got. Down the middle, bro. That's all we got.
We're gonna go for the give and go layup. We're gonna do the layup. Coach, you've done the layup every time. I think they know it's coming, bro. Zhang was like, I bet you he's going to throw a right hand. That stupid jab. Jab out of my face. Fuck. If you want to call that a jab.
Yeah. It's more of just like a backhand. This shit.
Hey, and then I didn't really like when they were talking about how both men weren't throwing punches. I thought Zhang was doing way more than enough to win. I thought it seemed like the whole night they were trying to gauge Wilder. They wanted Wilder to win. I really do think they're in his side. I didn't like how the ref. I know you said he did a great job of breaking it up, which stopping the fight, which he did. I did not like how much he was in there to break them up. As soon as they came together, he's like, break up. And it was like, hey, bro. It's like you start seeing if you're an inside fighter, I don't know the name of that man, but you definitely don't want him because he likes his face on camera. That's why he's always getting in there. He's waiting for that moment that he could get in there and give his 2 cents, in my opinion. So if I'm an inside guy, a guy that likes to maybe hold and trade and then fight on the inside, I'm gonna learn his name and stay away from his ass because He was in there very fast. Now, when the heavyweight fight, sometimes it does get boring when the two guys are just holding. But yeah, I was like, I don't know about this
you want to
ref.
give the fighters a chance to break themselves up. You
That's
don't want
right.
to have to interject.
Fight out of it.
Yeah, you
That's
let
right.
them, and referees do that sometimes. I think who is it? Richard Steele. I hear him say a lot, or heard back in the day. He would say that, like, fight out of it, fight out of it. Like, I'm giving you guys a chance to break yourselves up without having, have me intervene.
And
So
Smoger,
yes,
this is another one. I know he was hurt. I know he was hurt, you guys, and I'm not trying to be the evil man here, but I believe when you're above 35 years old, you have 18 title defenses or 17, whatever Deontay had. Wasn't it up there? Didn't he almost like break the record for the WBC?
Yeah, something like that.
He got up before 8, man. You need to take a step back as a ref and go, lift your hands up, walk to me. This is it. This is your moment to be the champ, or you're going to go out on your shield. And let Deontay make the decision on his own. I didn't like they stopped it. That's where I'm trying to lead to. I know. I'm being the asshole that wanted to see his head fucking get knocked off. I get it. But he got up, Miguel. And I got to give it to Deontay. You want to know when Deontay's his scariest? Is when his back is on the wall. Because that's when he starts fucking whoom, whoom, whoom. And when Deontay starts fucking fighting like a scared fighter, you better watch out because his punches fucking hurt. And I was hoping that the ref would have gave him that one shot to go out on a shield, not to do this to him. And because Deontay did go like, what the fuck? I know he didn't argue a lot, but he did give him a what the fuck face, at least a body reaction. So it didn't stop the.
If this was the first time he had ever been knocked out or knocked down, I would say yes. But because it's already happened, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think the referee kind of knew coming.
All right, I hear you on that.
Let him take any more, if because you would want to do that, of course, but sometimes you have to, save the fighter from himself sometimes. And
all right,
if it hadn't already happened, I would agree with you otherwise, But
I hear you on that. I hear you on that one. Yeah. Yeah, it sucked though. It sucked for Deontay, man. I was like, man, you see Tyson Fury gets to get up, he gets to fucking lay on the road.
He gets the 20 count.
He was like this the other night. They're like, no, just an 8 count. He's fine. Get up, dude. Get the fuck up. What are you doing? You know what I mean? Eyes were all rolled behind his fucking head, bro. I was like, what the hell? He was out. I thought Usyk had that boy out, but whatever. I'm not going to take away a great win from Zhang.
You wanted to see him like Tyson and Lewis, like just boom, flat on your back, boom, you're done. That's it. This is the definitive end of your career, as a legitimate fighter.
Definitely not the Holly Holmes knockout that has been going viral.
She went on the ropes.
Yeah, the ref unhooked her, stood her up, and was like, go. What the fuck? Dude, I would have beat the fuck out of that ref if I was in Holly Holmes' corner, bro. I swear to God, that ref doesn't get out of the arena that night, dude. I would have waited at his car. I shouldn't be saying this on air, huh?
It didn't happen.
I'm just saying, man, that we would
have done that.
I would have talked. I would have talked to that man.
I would have had a very heated discussion with this gentleman.
Bro, have you ever seen it? That dude unhooked her arm, props her up, and is like, go, waste her.
Yeah.
Bang, he knocked her out. There, that fight's over now.
He's like, hold on. She's still on the ground. Get up. Hold on. Trying to keep her up.
He tied the piñata back to the rope, dude. Fucking was hanging on dear life, hey.
He was like handing the stick to the opponent, like, here, let me put the blindfold on you. Ready? Go. Let me spin you around. Yeah. Home got her revenge though. They had a rematch and she took her to school.
Oh, good.
That they had a rematch, I think a couple of fights later, and she didn't knock her out, but Home like schooled her ass for the 10 rounds, whatever it was. So she got her revenge somehow. Little deep cut for you guys. But all right, well, before we hop into any other topics, did you want any other final final statements on the 5-on-5 card, Queensberry, Warren, Hearn, or Wilder, Zhang? Anything else you want to throw in there before we move on to the next topic?
Boxing's been expensive the last few months, but it's been some good fights, right? I'm enjoying the entertainment that they're giving us. I'm hoping that the right eyes are seeing it. We need the casuals to start seeing these fights. So I think for all of us diehard boxing fans, it's time for us to get behind His Excellency Turkey Ali Sheikh, start getting his name out there and start telling people these are the events you want to probably put your money behind.
Mm.
You don't even need to know the fighters. Just buy them, and I can almost tell you that they're all going to be good fights because they are. Right
Yeah.
now, the lineups that he's setting up, they should all be good fights.
Yeah.
So,
And what it seems like he could be lining up in the future looks promising.
yeah. Oh yeah, no, the future looks great for us, man.
Mm.
The next two cards, you know what I'm saying? The Terrence Hall Lee one, and then the one in October.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah. You're talking about Tank and Frank Martin. Yeah, I mean, it's not promoted by His Excellency, but you know, yeah. So I don't know. Would you want to talk about that? Like these tweets that I'm seeing from Rick Glazer in regards to the PBC and Prime Video kind of going through
all right,
some
look,
shit.
this is my problem with the and I don't love Rick Glazer, but I'm interested every time he tweets, right?
Sure.
In the past, when that man puts something out, most of the time it's been golden. What I don't like about this latest episode with going off of his tweets is that nobody had the story that you broke, and I don't like that.
Mm.
We've all been running with Floyd's in Dubai. Floyd's stuck in Dubai by the government. He's being held on, first it was robbery, some robbery that went down by a security guard of some piece of jewelry. Then it turns out he's got a debt with some illegal gambling ring out there, potentially linked to the government, which made it really big. Fucking Miguel shows up to some wrestling event. Miguel, where were you at?
Yes, yes. All right. So let me paint the picture for you here. So I'm in Las Vegas. I'm sure many people know. Um, I was a huge wrestling fan as a kid. As a grown up, not as much, of course, but I still like to geek out and buy replica wrestling belts and go to fucking wrestling events. So at the MGM Grand Garden Arena this last weekend, I should say, the wrestling promotion AEW, which is basically the de facto number two promotion in the US, right behind WWE, although WWE is like light years ahead of them. Nonetheless, these guys are pretty on entertaining wrestling events. So they had two events here at the MGM Grand Garden on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday is just a regular event, Sunday being a pay-per-view called Double or Nothing. I went to their first event back in 2019. Anyway, so I go with one of my coworkers. We go, right. We pre-game, whatever, right. We head down to the fucking arena, and we're watching. We got some pretty solid seats. People start, cramming us, and we start actually moving up to different seats, keeping other seats warm for, whoever shows up later. So we're watching this event, right? AEW Double or Nothing in Las Vegas, and I see, I see straight up fucking Floyd, front seat, front row, I should say, and I'm like, is that who the fuck I think it is? And mind you, I have my phone and I have an actual camera with a probably pretty solid zoom, point and shoot camera. And I zoom in and I'm like, that's fucking Floyd. I was like, what the hell? And like, of course, it's a different demographic. So I don't think wrestling fans are aware that Floyd was supposed to be or was in Dubai being held by officials or whomever the hell. But I was like, oh, what the fuck, that is that who I think it is? So I zoom in on my camera and I'm like, dude, my eyes are not deceiving me, that's fucking Floyd. So I'm about to lose my shit and I'm like, this thing is gonna go fucking viral because nobody's talking about this. What the hell? Like, what the hell? So I send you this, I send my buddies this, and I'm like trying to figure out how to fucking get a video. So I get a video of him there before the main event ends. He is escorted by somebody, I think some sort of like media person or TV person comes, and then they talk, right, and him and his crew leave. Now it could be that they're leaving before the end of the main event because then that's when people start booking it and he doesn't want to be in the crowd with a bunch of people, out in the lobby of the MGM Grand or something like that, right? I'm sure he gets escorted off to his little private whatever the hell, and boom. Or it was just boring. I don't know. I know people, it was, by the way, the main event was not boring. It was a fantastic card, the whole card through. But anyway, yeah, sure enough, I see him there. So I'm sending Andrew a whole bunch of fucking pictures, and I'm like, dude, post this ASAP, because I haven't been able to post it. And I took a video and I put that on our YouTube channel. So I'm like, how come? And mind you, AEW, these people, the organization that put the event together, they posted it on their Instagram account, and he was there supporting some other black fighter. I think it was a black wrestler. I forget his name, but he's like the man right now. When you're the wrestling champion, you're the guy that basically the promotion puts all of their promotional umph behind, and he's this black guy. So I guess that's why he's there, right? And I want to say there might have been like another rapper there or something like that. But anyway, point is, there he is in the flesh. Then he gets escorted out, him and his whole entourage, before the main event ends. I'm like shocked. I'm like, no one's talking about this. Not, I haven't seen anything on Rick Laser's Twitter account or X, whatever you want to call it, saying like, oh hey, here he is, because that the last we saw it or we heard is that he's stuck there because of something to do of him owing them hundreds of million or him owing people money and not being able to get out.
So
So go ahead.
go ahead.
Yeah. Oh
So
no,
when
no, I was just gonna say
I
that. Go
looked
ahead.
it up. I
Okay.
looked it up, dude. There's no major outlets that picked up on that story. It is on the internet though. You see it all over wrestling websites, right? It
Yeah.
has pictures of Floyd. He's with the wrestler that you're talking about, hugging
Yeah.
him. So it is on the internet. You guys can look it up. He's out of Dubai. So where's our insiders with this information? Why hasn't any of them at least even told us that he's out of Dubai, right? And given us the reason of why he's out. So
or
yeah,
at
it kind
least
of
reporting that he's out, because like
yeah.
I haven't seen it. Even if it's not an insider, it's like some regular badlefthook.com website. It's like I don't see them reporting the fact that he's out. Even if they don't know the reason that he's out, just reporting like, oh shit, hey, welcome home, you made it home. Nothing.
Yeah, I
Suspiciously quiet.
nah. There's something still there because the NBA finals have been going off. Floyd is nowhere to be seen at these basketball games right now. Saudi Arabia is on fire right now. You haven't seen Floyd over there for any of these events with His Excellency. I'm sorry. I just think Floyd would have been in his $18 million watch and about $7 million probably worth of necklaces on, sitting right next to the man. If this was 5 years ago, if this was 7 years ago, I just do.
Mm.
I think he would have bought a yacht just to pull up out there. It's Floyd. It's fucking Floyd. So I still think these stories are valid, but I'm a little bit concerned about why we didn't know he was out of Dubai or why we don't have a story right now. That was posted days ago, right? When were you
Mhm.
there? You're 2 days
Sunday,
ago.
Sunday the 26th. So
Oh,
last Sunday, basically,
yeah,
exactly.
we're going on a week.
Yeah.
Wow, wow. And Rick Glazer really hasn't even he hasn't
No.
even
Yeah.
said yeah
Even
that he's
again,
out.
even if he doesn't know the reason, fine. But like the fact that you're not posting it, seems a little. I don't know. I mean, is it not that newsworthy? Because I thought it was. I mean, clearly enough for us, the insiders, to be like, "Oh shit, he's being held because X, Y, Z," and he's, it's kind of important. When there's a, an American over there who did whatever he did, and he's stuck over there. I would figure that would be kind of news, at least in the boxing circles. But I'm not seeing any reports on it.
No, no. There's something bigger happening. But as far as Rick Glazer, I don't know. Maybe he's just a little hurt that he didn't get the information first, so he's gonna act like it didn't happen. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Uh,
I don't know. Um, so yeah, what else what's the new one that we have on him? What were you gonna read anyways?
Oh, it was going to be in regards to the PBC deal. So this was on the 29th of May, so just a few days ago. It says, for those awaiting the non-pay-per-view PBC boxing shows on Amazon Prime that you were promised by PBC in the announcement of the Amazon deal, good luck, because there's no way for the cash-strapped PBC to fund it unless a new deep-pocketed investor walks through that door looking for Al Heyman to blow up more investor money. That's the Heyman way, and that's the peep and that's what the PBC has been all about. Blowing investors' money. Remember that slogan PBC had, free boxing? Well, now in reality, it's pay-per-view everything. So that's what he's saying basically. He's talking about the Amazon deal going to shit. Everything from that to how strapped PBC is for money, and that PBC probably will not be, or no, I'm sorry, Amazon Prime will no longer be in the boxing business after this, and it seems as though they want out already. That's kind of what one of the other tweets that he had, but that one in particular, talking about, because we talked about it from the very beginning. I thought, well, they're going to open up with this pay-per-view with Tim Zhu and Keith Thurman. Like, this is not pay-per-view. Like, open it up as a regular card, as a regular. But well, so much for that, because now everything is pay-per-view apparently.
There's no money.
Yeah.
There's no money. De La Hoya and Hopkins said that when they screwed Raleigh. Really, they screwed Raleigh Romero. You haven't heard of him in a while, but when they were able to get him away from the Ryan Garcia fight, um, That's when De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins told us what this little scheme was all about. And they never talked it down. And it only seems to have been getting more momentum now that that is the case. And now Prime doesn't even look like they're going to be involved with the sport for more than a year or even a year. So, so is the PBC really even a company anymore? Can we just stop? I mean, like, they're not putting on fights. Al Heyman's still a real thing. He's the manager of these guys. But as far as the PBC, like, I think it's clear that they're not a company anymore. All of their fighters are gone. They're all working for other people, right? Even did you hear Caleb Plant is now fighting for his excellency? They're trying to do Plant
Oh,
Munguia.
yes, they're trying to. Yeah.
Yeah, the Plant Munguia fight.
Check this out. This is today, June 2nd. All right, 5 hours. Excuse me, 5 hours ago, from Rick Laser, right, and his ex or Twitter. I don't know what the fuck you want to call it. But anyway, Al Heyman and PBC are now as one, or are now as one boxing executive said to me yesterday, fast becoming irrelevant. And I replied, and slowly going out of business. He agreed, saying, right now they're just hanging on by a thread, praying for a miracle investor to come along. In truth, PBC is doomed, no, not long for existence.
Wow. All right.
That's what Akira said.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, that's kind of where that's what it sounds like, Miguel, because we follow the sport too close, man. You see all his fighters are taking off. They're all taking contracts fighting at other places. Yeah, Al Heyman might be getting a profit off of it because he's a manager, but their PBC is not connected to any of this anymore. So it's kind of like that fake record label that isn't putting out any records, right? All these guys keep saying they're under a record label, and it's like, bro, what's the last record you guys put out? Oh yeah, it's coming. It's coming. No, it's not. There ain't nothing coming, dude. You're under a bogus fucking record label. It sounds like that's what Al Heyman has turned his boxing stable into.
Check this out real quick. Because I was looking through slightly off topic, through Rick Laser's Twitter account, right? He's saying other stuff, right? Talking about a lot of negative things floating around about Floyd and Mayweather Promotions CEO Leonard Ellaby, coming from all kinds of resources. Hopefully this gets situated. Hopefully the situation gets righted. So that's what his post said. People were asking him questions, yada yada. One person said, "How did Floyd make it back to the United States? Did they get their jewelry back, or did he have to pay up?" And he just put, "Paid up, I'm told." Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we were told that a while ago, though. We were told that he had paid for the jewelry, and for some reason he was still out there another month or so. So I don't know what the story is on that anymore. I am going to say Floyd was in some kind of financial issues, though, because I just still think Floyd's been a little bit too quiet during all this. A guy who loved his social fucking media has been a lot quiet, real quiet recently. So maybe Floyd's grown up a little, or he's in financial trouble, and I'm gonna go with the financial trouble one.
Yeah, that's the one that's most likely, right?
Yeah, yeah, and so we will see.
Yeah, let's hope something happens, something good happens there, because we don't know what to believe at this point. Hearing Rick Laser stuff, I love his tweets, because it's like, oh, informative stuff. It's things that a lot of people aren't talking about because how much of an insider he is. But when stuff like that isn't reported, we're just like, hey Rick, where the hell were you on this one, man? Like, what the hell happened? Like, wouldn't that have been the first thing? Like, hey, Floyd paid up his shit, now he's in the U.S. He just magically. I mean, fuck. I see him and I'm like, hey, wow, this not be breaking news? Am I not like at the right place at the right time, taking a picture of Floyd at this event? Like, who the hell would have thought? And mind you, Floyd has actually been in the wrestling ring back in like 2008, 2009 or something like that. He had a wrestling match at a WWE WrestleMania back then. He had a fight with the Big Show, was wrestling this wrestler who's like 7'3" or some shit. It was a big deal. Floyd was in there. Just WWE does that regularly. They'll have back in the day, they had friggin' Muhammad Ali as a special guest referee and Mr. T in a match.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah, Mike Tyson. Buster Douglas, actually, right after Buster Douglas beat Tyson, they had, this was like back in the day as well. But that always happens, right? They always have these celebrities in the match at taking part to some degree. They have Mickey, or what's his name, Rourke. So the fact that Floyd, being in a wrestling event is not surprising, because of course this is a small time organization compared to, I mean, they have some money, but they're not WWE, at least not yet. So the fact that he shows up here, and I was like, and it's Vegas, so of course he lives here, right? So I was like, damn, nobody realizes the fucker should be in Dubai here. Like, what the hell? He just magically appears here. So anyway, Rick, get with your sources and tell them to give us stories better. All right, so that's one topic we want to talk about. Another one, the unfortunate cancellation of the Virgil Ortiz Jr. and Tim Tszyu fight. As I understand it, as I read, Tim Tszyu's cut hasn't healed properly yet.
Of
So
course.
yeah, of course, because that's a big fucking gash and it's gonna take some time. I don't even think he's sparring yet, so we're not even there yet, you know. So, but we're you know, when is that supposed to happen? August.
Yeah, I
So
think it was August. Yeah.
yeah, we're a couple of months away from that, and early August, if I'm not mistaken, or August 3rd. So we're a little over 2 months away from that. Is that enough time to let the cut heal and then start training and then start sparring? No, it seems like it's a little too fast. But I guess you know, His Excellency is finding out what happens when you don't let fighters, you know, heal or having these fighters, you know, fight back to back. That sucks because that fight was something that I was definitely looking forward to. I had my money on. Sorry, Sam. I was over there in Australia. I had my money on Virgil Ortiz. That's kind of the direction I was going. I thought he was going to be able to take it, but as we've heard slash read, we might have another opponent that's on standby if things go well. I don't think they will. That's going to go that direction. But nonetheless, first, Andrew, what do you think about this? The cut isn't healing enough. The fight had to be scrapped. That kind of sucks.
We questioned it when they announced it, bro. Both of us did. Like, is this enough time? I think we even had that as look. It's a monster card. We talked about these cards never never go like this, right? It's always, and the one that we picked, it was the one that was pulled. No surprise here. The cut's bad. That's way fast on a turnaround. When you look at the opponent, I think probably when Zoo's emotions were calmed down a little about the Fundura situation, they were probably like, look, the smart move is to not do this. And so they went with that route, which is the right route. The young man has 21 knockouts in 21 fights, so I think his power is pretty good. You might want to let that scar tissue heal as best possible before you meet someone with that type of power. It'd be stupid for him to walk in there and have a Chavez De La Hoya like situation, right, where his whole face is a mask by the end of round one. So scrap it. I love the fight, but I think in the back of my mind, I always knew this call was gonna get made. It just seemed too fast. So no worries, they'll make up for it. So yeah, it just sucks. It downright sucks. Now, as far as Ryan Garcia stepping in, what I love about this, Miguel, is Virgil called his little punk ass out on it, right? So now if there's an avenue to get this fight done, maybe it does get done. Look, where Ryan needs to watch out for is that Virgil's fucking under the same stable as him.
Mm-hmm.
So the negotiations won't be hard, right?
Right. So there won't be an issue with networks. There won't be an issue with promoters. None of that shit.
No, and then with Ryan would literally have to go against His Excellency. If Ryan didn't like the money he was going to make or try to pull out of the fight, you're pissing off the wrong guy, right? It's all right to piss off Oscar. Now you're pissing off the guy that's basically funding boxing right now, because even Oscar's pay-per-views aren't really doing that great, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're basically pissing off the guy that's funding boxing. I don't know if you want to do that. So don't get involved in some negotiations that you can get. His Excellency can go tell the boxing world, look, I gave this kid whatever he wanted because I want to see the fucking fight. You can't turn that down. Now you're stuck, right? So watch what your mouths are fucking talking too much and get called out. So I love that Virgil called him out on it. Immediately came back and said, I called Oscar, told him, let's get this fight signed.
Let me read this here exactly on Virgil Ortiz's Instagram. It says, at Ryan Garcia, he's tagging Ryan. I got a call saying you want to step in and replace Tim. I already gave my manager, whoever these people are, the green light to make it happen. Let's make this happen, Ryan. Don't let me down. I'll see you August 3rd.
Damn. Yeah, no, it's
Yeah, and here's the thing: you mentioned, Ryan should probably watch himself here because you don't want to piss off, His Excellency. Considering what we've seen recently of Ryan, I don't think I think he's that naive. I think he will. I totally think he will. Like I don't know if it doesn't seem to be anybody around him saying like, "Whoa, dude, you probably shouldn't be doing this." He's getting a lot of yes people around him. So I'm if he does that, I mean, I'm willing to bet that he's going to do that. That he's going to try to possibly get in there somehow and accidentally, maybe intentionally piss off His Excellency somehow. I don't think he cares. I think his head is just blown up beyond like belief at this point, where he could just get away with anything, any little thing that. And we'll talk about him recently in regards to the drug testing in a little bit, but I think right now he can just walk through walls, and I get it. I think we've all been there. We were young at one point, so we had that idea. On top of that, he just had a mega fight with Devin Haney that could be the decision could be changed. We can go into that. We already put it under a microscope many times over, but he's on top of the world. He's rich as fuck. He's young and he's got all these fucking people around him. So I think his head is just huge, and I don't think he gives two fucks. I just think he's stupidly doesn't give two fucks. He's probably gonna. He might piss off His Excellency. Is what I'm trying to say. Like what you're saying he shouldn't do, he probably will do it. Is what I'm saying.
I don't even know if he's right for Dubai. Where the state of mind that he's in right now, the laws that they, Saudi Arabia, excuse me, the laws that they have out there, the way he's open on religion, like there's so many things out there that you got to be careful with what you do, with what you say, right? I don't know if Ryan's right for Dubai. So,
Saudi Arabia.
No, Saudi Arabia. Sorry.
No, I got you.
Sorry.
I know what you mean.
So yeah, I would definitely watch out for putting him out there. But look, this is a fight that I get excited for when it happens. As far as of right now, I'm not excited for it because I don't know if it's going to happen, especially with the shit that's Ryan's involved with the drugs, positive tests. But the week of the fight, if this thing is still on, oh yeah, this is going to be, come on. I mean, look, we're going to be looking for Ortiz to get a little payback here. Might be one of the most anticipated fights in a long time, dude. You're talking 21-0 and 21 going up against a kid that everyone wants to kind of see get his head, get humbled. How about that? Just get him humbled again, because really he's way too, dude. And Ryan, don't let the Devin Haney fight like become who you are. Right? Like I would hate for like when he's 60 years old, he's still posting about the time he beat fucking Devin Haney. Because that's what his feed kind of looks like right now, dude.
Oh, it is. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's gonna do whatever he can to erase the loss to to Gervonta. Obviously, I get it, but it's like that is his identity now. That's
man. It's like all he keeps posting about is kind of getting old already. He's like, bro, you fucking won. You're overweight by 3 pounds. Like, stop it, bro. It's just sad how he keeps, he acts like that was a legit fight. Like before the drug test, you were still not a legit fighter. The failed drug test makes this shit even worse. It doesn't make, you're not honorable. Ain't no one, and the ones that are giving you credit, they don't know a fucking thing about boxing.
I know. I'm seeing that a lot. Look, all right, we'll get into it because fuck it, this is what I'm going to talk about. He tested. I mean, I'm sorry. So he tested positive for a couple of substances, right? And the one of them turned out to be unconfirmed. The Neanderthals. I forget how the fuck you pronounce it. Anyway, but he tested positive for ostarine, right? And they tested his B samples and A samples, and boom, they're both positive. But the conclusion was that he didn't take it to his knowledge, right? He wasn't aware of it because of the specific supplements that he was taking. That turns out those were tainted with this performance enhancing drug. It was such small amounts. We already went over how it could come up that way, and it would make it look as though he didn't take it deliberately, and therefore he wasn't intentionally trying to cheat in that way. So that when that gets cleared, because everybody and their moms are saying it when they're posting it, oh, it turns out that the supplements that he was taking has it. So boom, he didn't take it knowingly. Boom, he's innocent. Like, no, hold the front door. Number one, no, because he's still in his system and it's still a banned substance. Granted, the consequences are going to be different because he did take it against
not
his knowledge,
first
right?
degree. Yeah, it's not first degree.
But everybody is making it seem like it cleared his name entirely. He still came in heavy. What the fuck? What?
Right.
Where are you guys getting this information? Like, that doesn't mean that he's clear. It just means that he probably didn't do it on purpose. All right, cool. Credit to him for that. He didn't take it deliberately, and he wasn't doing it for that. Fantastic. That's the way. I'm not gonna give you credit for doing something you're kind of already supposed to be doing. Being clean. Fuck. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
and then you come in. Everybody seems to be forgetting about the weight thing, dude. Everybody was like, and then the things that I'm reading, it's like, I said this weeks ago, he was innocent, yada yada. We're like, what the fuck? Everybody who was doubting him, where the fuck y'all at now? Like, he still fucking came in heavy, dude. What the fuck?
He still came in heavy, and he's still dirty.
Still dirty. He's still pissed hot. So what is it? Granted, okay, fine, he didn't do it deliberately, but he still took it. How long had he taken the supplements? Get the fuck out of here.
Miguel, his lawyer tried to say instead of a half a year suspension, he should only get a 4-month suspension, and somehow that makes him a clean fighter now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like,
I only told you he was innocent. 4 months is all they gave him. Whatever.
If he wasn't innocent, they wouldn't have given him 4 months. Yeah. It's like, yeah, guys, I'm innocent. I'm only going to jail for 4 months, not for a full year. I'm innocent. That's not how it works. So yeah, everybody talking about like, oh gosh, it's funny as hell when I see that too, because I'm like, why is these guys celebrating? Oh, okay, I get it. Maybe he didn't do it deliberately, sure, but it's still in his system, and he still came in heavy. So let's stop with like making it seem like this cleared his name of any wrongdoing.
So hello, you there? All right.
Hold on,
so here's the twist to that story.
Go ahead, yeah.
So here's the twist to that story. Mr. Conte has come out and said that the supplements that Ryan submitted were both opened.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. I was like, what the? He goes, yeah, I'm sorry, but you can't call this like a scientific decision when you bring open products to the lab.
Did they give him literally the stuff that he had in his fucking pantry? Like, oh yeah, I was taking it. Here you go. It's already open because I've been taking it for a few days. Here you go. Like,
he said to make the test a like true test, you would have to buy some of the product from that store wherever he was at. They would have to go there and buy a sealed. Yes. And to be honest with you, I think. All right, the first time he blamed it on supplements, the one Deontay Wilder was taking, right? Remember he was saying it was the
no. That's different. That's different. The one that he's taken, the one that Deontay did was like a liquid, and that's called ayahuasca. That's one thing. The one that he's taking is like a men's
powder form or what?
No. It's still a pill. Ashwagandha.
Ashwagandha. Okay.
That's
so
the
they are two different.
But
okay, they are two different. But that's it right there. The ashwagandha. You remember what happened there? Ashwagandha immediately came out and was like, "No, you could test whatever supplements you want of ours. We don't have any of that in there." I didn't see any names linked to this supplement. So I think once those names come out, you might have a counter suit or a counter disclaimer or some shit from the company going, "Wait a minute. Fuck you mean it was us? Here's all of our supplements. Test them. Bet you don't find any Austrian in there at all." And that's what Conte is saying. He's saying as soon as he goes, I got money that when they go and get a regular batch that isn't opened from Ryan Garcia's fucking team.
Well, because that's the thing, though. Like,
so I'll just sprinkle a little in there and mix it around.
But
I don't even know.
I know that the ashwagandha does come in pill form, so I don't know if it's pills or maybe it could be powder. Maybe they opened it up and put it in, make it, because it is in like the pill form, but it's a capsule, so there's like stuff inside, right?
Right.
And it's powder shit. So I don't know if you break it open or what the hell, because I'm assuming that's how it works. But I mean, so they they present their evidence, right? Saying like, here, this is what I'm taking that's already opened. The people who do the investigation, don't they say, no, I need a closed one?
And I believe that's the next step to this, right? Is because I haven't seen VADA put out any paper on Ryan's supposedly handed over supplements. We've got to wait until they say, no, we looked at the supplements. We've talked to the people that make it. Yes, they do have Austrian in their supplements. Now we have another there's another issue or another chapter to this story. Until that happens, I'm not buying what Ryan Garcia and his fucking team are out there saying. I'm just not. These guys have been lying from day one. They really have. So the fact that they called Dan Rayfield or Benson or whoever and told them, oh, yeah, well, our thing just passed. We just had. No, hand it over to Vada. Let Vada or Wada, I know they both work together. Let them, because I think it's Vada who delivers it to Wada, and Wada is actually the ones that do the testing. Let them test your sealed batch, bring it back, and then also have a note from the maker of this product themselves to actually admit that yes, we do have small traces of ostarine in our supplements. Until that happens, I'm not believing Ryan Garcia.
And then, did you hear? Because I was trying to look for it. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe it's just my fucking phone. I don't know. I remember even reading, or at least comments. So who knows how accurate this is about Ryan? And it was like he chose the people who tested the stuff. like he selected the specific, I don't know, scientists or chemists that actually like did the test or something like that. Like I read something like that. Anyway, point is, I was trying to go right now to Ryan Garcia's Instagram account. Are you able to find it? Because maybe I'm tripping. I can't even find it.
Which one? What are you trying to find, bro?
Ryan Garcia's Instagram account.
Oh, well, he was talking about they were going to pull him off the other day. They might have done it.
Okay.
He was saying goodbye to everyone and saying that they might. King Ryan. No, he's there. Put King Ryan.
Okay. Cool. I'll make sure he's there.
Oh yeah, and then you heard about his mom. I don't know if it's true, but he posted about his mom. It might be passing away of cancer here.
Yeah, I did hear about that as well. Damn, I don't know. It's not coming up on my end. What the fuck? All right, maybe just not. I can't. I'm not searching it right. But anyway, and you are on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's King Ryan.
Fuck. No. Yeah, for some reason it's not coming up on my end. Maybe he blocked me. No. I don't fucking. He's like, these fuckers always talking shit about me on the show. I'm gonna block this motherfucker. No, like as if I'm that fucking important. But anyway, but yeah. So it's just like, I've even heard that. I've heard that people that the whoever did the actual test was like people that he chose or something like that. So make things even worse. Wow. Yeah, I didn't know about that. About like him presenting, the open bottle. Like, yeah, come on now.
Yeah.
But anyway, that leads up to possibly. It doesn't look like it's likely that Ryan is going to be able to step in for Tim Tszyu. So, yeah, it's wishful thinking. It'd be nice, right? Don't get me wrong, it'd be kind of cool, but I doubt that's going to happen. And you mentioned it already that Golden Boy probably has to be a little careful with this, considering both these guys are in the same staple. So, I've always been of the opinion that Golden Boy should have given the same kind of promotional push to Virgil Ortiz that they were doing to Ryan. I understand that Virgil has his medical issues and whatnot, so it's not as readily available. But now that he's nice and healthy and everything, or at least that's what it seems, let's go ahead and give him that push, man, because he deserves it. I'm a fan of Virgil's, and I want to see him in there. I think he beats Tim Tszyu. I think he beats fucking. You know what? My dad said this. He even thinks Virgil can beat Terrence Crawford.
Wow.
Yeah, he went that
far.
That's
a jump.
That's a jump, right? And I was like, Dad, relax. And he's like, no. He does this. He puts pressure together. I'm like, all right, that's my dad is in the 70s, so it's like, all right, Dad, sure, old man, whatever. But who the fuck knows? But that's quite the leap. Anyway, right. I don't know if I have that much faith in Virgil, but nonetheless, it sucks that the fight gets scrapped because that's one that I was really looking forward to. Again, my money was on Virgil, but regardless, sucks that fight ends up not going through. Okay, so moving on, one of the other topics we're going to talk about was Ryan's supplemental. We're already there. The unfortunate, kind of not really unfortunate, postponement of Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Yes. So
needed to happen. It needed to happen.
Apparently, I feel like that kid from the video, the young boy. There was some sort of medical emergency that Mike Tyson suffered on a plane, as I understand it. He was on some sort of plane to the point where reports say that there were they were like, and are there any doctors on board, kind of thing. So eventually they land, and there's some pictures taken from like TMZ or something of him being like wheeled out. So Andrew, you've told me what you've read on your end regarding some ulcers, stomach ulcers. I think they're stomach ones. Go ahead. Tell me what would you read?
Well, yeah, I'd like everyone else that there's stomach ulcers, but I think his medical emergency is he's training. That's the medical emergency, you guys. I mean, this man he's a grandfather, legit.
Hmm.
He's 57, right?
Hmm.
You're not supposed to be doing the exercising that he's trying to accomplish to do this fight with a man who's a century younger than him, it feels like. So, or half a century was probably the better way to put that. So it's fucking no, dude. I don't want to see Mike Tyson. Nobody really wanted to see Mike Tyson fight Paul. This is a YouTube-driven, social media-driven fan base that is going to watch this thing, or at least enjoy watching this, right? No, me, I'm not going to enjoy seeing Paul knock out Mike, beat up Mike, hit Mike 8 consecutive times. I don't want to see any of that, right? I'd rather not even see. I'm telling you guys right now. The only reason why I was going to watch this was Katie Taylor, Serrano, Chavez versus the ex-UFC guy, because I like seeing the UFC guys try to box and they can't, and then everyone comes out with excuses. It's always funny. and I'm just playing with you MMA guys. I already know you're not at that level. So I was going to watch it because it was free is the biggest reason. When I heard Netflix was streaming this thing, as long as you have Netflix, you're watching, I was like, oh, shit, I'm in. I'm in. But no, they tried it. It didn't work. They're going to give him some time to try to see if he can do this again. I believe it's going to fail again. We'll have another excuse of why this fight isn't going off. But Mike, for the last 20 years, has not been prepared physically or mentally to get back into a boxing ring. You cannot turn back the hands of time at 57. You don't just go, oh, look, today I have the fire and watch this. I'm about to run 6 miles and do 1,000 push-ups and do 1,000 jump ropes and do 1,000 punch. No. And you know, they were probably looking at him like, Mike, you're only working out for fucking like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or however long he's doing it. He's half-assing it. Everything's half-ass.
Well, no, he's not half-assing it. He just can't do anymore. He's putting in
there
100%.
You go.
He just can't do
60.
More.
Yeah, he's being a 60-year-old. You're right. They look across the fucking ring. This guy's putting on muscles. Oh, you know, I don't know if it's a show, but he looks like he's taking it way serious on the other side. Like, it's not a game to Paul. Paul thinks he's fighting Iron Mike. Not Grandpa Mike. It's Grandpa Mike, Paul.
Yeah, that's what he's fighting. You said it earlier. He thinks he's fighting the Tyson of '88 or some shit, or '86. Like, no, bro, that Tyson is long gone.
Yeah, big time, dude. He was long gone. 20. Like I said, just get the video of what he tells Jim Gray. That's when he was gone, and now we're in 2024 thinking he's brought it back. Stupid. It was a dumb idea. I hope it goes away. And look. I shared it on our page. Antonio Tarver called out
Jake Paul.
Jake Paul right after. I thought that was cool. I would love to see that fight. And then Channel Sonnen from the MMA.
Chael Sonnen.
Chael Sonnen. Sonnen. Is that how you say it?
It's like sounds like Sonnen, but it's like spelled Sonnen or something. Right. But Chael.
Well, he's I like that dude. That dude's cool.
Funny.
Yeah, he's always been. He knows how to sell a fight, man.
He does.
He's a fucking guy. So, and he was a big time UFC guy. He should know how to fight. I'm not saying he's a great boxer, but he knows how to throw punches and protect and do all the other basics. So fuck it. If he wants to get in the ring, let him do that too. Jake Paul's made a career doing this. So I'm really interested more in the 2 backup fighters they have.
Yeah.
Right? That's how sad it is. Mike, that's where you're at, is I'd rather see the MMA guy in the boxing ring. So,
or Tarver, man. Like because we talked about it before in regards to like these old guys getting back in the ring, right? We saw, who was it? I think there was a recent fight with James Toney and like Razor Ruddock or some shit like that. Like, these guys look so bad. It was terrible. Besides, obviously, their physical condition, because they had like muffin top on top of their fucking their cups, the protective cups. So even if we can disregard how bad they look physically, because obviously at that age they're not going to look like they did in their prime. But like the punches that they were throwing, and we know James Toney's style. He's, he does that like lay up on the fucking ropes kind of thing, right? So that's kind of what we saw. But man, they just look so terrible. And we talked about it before, like, oh yeah, we can have some better dudes representing, some if the old guys want to be in there. And we mentioned Antonio Tarver, but hey, Tarver, dude, he still got, I mean, he wasn't beat up or knocked out as badly as some of the other guys around his age or around his time. So why not? I'm down for that. Like, and a southpaw like that, fuck yeah, dude. His claim to fame being what it was against Roy, and his wins over Glenn Johnson and shit like that. And I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm down with that one.
Yeah, no, I totally am too. That's why I shared it, because it's a good, like I said, I actually like both of their backup plans. So I kind of leaning towards Mike doesn't get over the ulcer medical emergency, and we move forward. He had a great career, man. We just got to let that go now. It's time to let. Do we really want him like Muhammad Ali? Is that what we're trying to do here? You know what I mean? Like, we didn't see enough until you fucking we can't pronounce what you're saying, or we can't understand what you're saying. When you can't pronounce your words, Mike, then we'll be happy. Go on, get back in that ring.
Yeah.
Still got it. You still got it, champ.
I mean, it's an obvious cash grab, but we get it, right? People saw the success of Roy Jones and Mike Tyson, so people are like, all right, let's go ahead and see if we can recapture this, and maybe somehow get money out of this. That's the direction they're going. Of course it is, right? Because we're not seeing Jake Paul take on any legitimate boxers. So we get it, but do you know if this fight doesn't go through? Do you think, I should say, if the whole card will be scrapped, or do we just elevate Taylor and Serrano, or who is it? The Taylor and
I think it would be Taylor and Serrano. Yeah, gets elevated.
Okay, to main event status. Yeah, right.
I don't know if Netflix would like that. That's a big turnaround. Two women fighters from Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. I think you still need Jake Paul on that card, dude. So I think at that point you're either going to see him take on Soen or who was the other guy we just said?
Tarver.
No, but he wasn't. Was Tarver legit? I thought Tarver just called him out. I thought, or maybe Sonnen is the only one a backup. There's actually a backup name attached to the contract, and I think it's the MMA. Yeah, really? Yeah. And I think it's the MMA guy. I think Soen is actually on there. I seen him say that. He was like, he tweeted out Lucky. And maybe it's a joke, fucking people. Yeah. It's the internet, but that's what he's.
Dude, he's kind of like, he knows how to talk. He knows how to sell fights. He's a smart dude. He knows how to, right? So
he just had me promote him for the.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, he'll go in there and throw down. Whether or not he'll win is another story, but he'll go in there and throw down. But he kind of comes across sort of as a politician sometimes, which is the way he fucking talks. So he knows how to sell a fight, and maybe he knows how to create buzz. You know what I'm saying? So he even from before he became a big fucking deal, he knew how to sell a fight. So I don't know. Sometimes I kind of take what he says with a grain of salt, because I don't legitimately know what the fuck when he's talking serious, I get it and I understand what he's saying and I like it, but it seems like too much of a little carrot on the stick kind of thing. Like,
damn it,
teasing.
Yeah, he might have tricked me. He might have tricked me. But that's what he tweeted out.
I wouldn't mind seeing it. If it happens that way, fuck it. Go ahead and throw in there, but by all means, man. Because at the very least, he's a bigger dude. He's fought when he was in his prime. He's fought as heavy as heavyweight, but he's fought as light as 185 pounds, which is kind of around the maybe a little bit lighter. That's when he cuts, mind you, because his background is wrestling. He's a collegiate wrestler. So he's been around the block in the wrestling, and he knows how to cut weight. So when in his prime, he would fight as light as 185 and as heavy as heavyweight, 200 pounds above. So as far as size goes, I wouldn't mind seeing that because of his size. Even if his striking is crap and he loses, who gives a fuck? At least it's a bigger dude. I'm down with that. And Tarver, for that matter, threw in Tarver. 175 was his prime, right? And later on, heavier than that. But these are two guys that are more Jake Paul's size. I'm down with that. Even if Sonnen's striking his shit, throw in fucking and Tarver's old. throw him in there. I'm down with that. I'm totally down with that. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind seeing that because
if we were gonna watch him versus Mike, I think we definitely will take these next two options. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. And for the sake of the rest of the card, because I think this has happened before, hasn't it? Where like either an opponent backed out and I think maybe Amanda Serrano was on the undercard and then that went to shit or something like that. So here we are again with the same.
It was a Rockman fight.
Oh,
remember the Rockman?
The Hasim Rockman Jr.
Yeah.
So you know,
and I found that hella weird, man, because that was right after Taylor Serrano had done so good. You know, I don't know why they didn't run with Serrano as the main event for that, but you're right. They scrapped the whole thing once Jake Paul, and I think that happens again on Netflix because Netflix wasn't here promoting the two women. You know what I mean? That's just not that's not going to get the same views as a Jake Paul versus anyone. So I don't think Netflix goes with it. But yeah, I am happy Mike had to pull out of this first one because I was kind of leaning towards I didn't think he was going to be able to get to train through training. Obviously, he didn't. Now, if the ulcers are something on their own or if they has to do it training, I don't know. But he didn't get through training. So that is what it is. And I don't think he's going to do it when they reschedule. He's going to try this shit again and fucking wake up. Dude, he used to tell us like he would wake up and have to stop training for like 2 weeks. He would train for 2 days and he was off for 2 weeks. Like, come on, man. That was years ago. That's what I keep saying. Like, all these sound bites that I'm giving you guys is from the last time Mike was a professional boxer. And I'm not talking Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah.
That was an exhibition. They staged that thing. They even told us after. He was like, "Hey, Roy, he took a good punch off your chin." Like that was all staged.
Yeah.
You told me you couldn't, and you did. Good job, Roy.
Oh man. Yeah, that's. I'm hoping it doesn't actually happen again. But for the sake of the card, I don't know. I hope that people. I don't know. What's her name? Amanda Serrano would kind of get the clue now. Like, hey. You might want to.
What about his brother?
Because if I can get.
Do you think that bullshit's gonna happen?
No, I don't think so. What are they gonna go? I mean, I'm sure they've had their fights in the when they were younger, right? So like, all right, let's bring that back. Put on a pair of gloves if I can. No, I don't think so.
I don't want to see it. Yeah. I don't want to see it. I would rather see him take on someone legit like Tarver or so on. At least those guys give him a little bit of credibility in what he's trying to do here. Mike Tyson gave him no credibility, and fighting your brother isn't. That's all for your YouTube fan base. You know, they're probably the ones that have argued for years which Paul was the better Paul, right? They're little boys. So yep, that's it. We won't talk too much about Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, but when it gets canceled, bam, on the show, baby.
I know, right? It's on record now that when they're gonna reschedule it, postpone it, and then the fight, the whatever the postponement date is, the new date, and then that gets canceled, is because you heard it here first. All right. Well, that pretty much goes through all the topics that I had on my end. Something that I don't want to talk about. But do you see? I mean, I don't know if you want to pull up anything on your phone as far as breaking news or anything we want to throw in here one last time before we call it a show.
Yeah, let me look. Sorry, I didn't have that out. And it does look like it might have been just. I looked up Sonnen. It looks like he might have just called him out. This son of a bitch. He told me he was in the contract, Miguel. Fucking guy nailed me.
Yeah. Well, while Andrew looks for some breaking news before we end, we have a couple of fights coming up later this week. June 7th, we have the never shutting the hell up Adrian Broner. That's going to be back in the ring against Blair Cobbs. That's going to be on some Don King show, promoted show on the 7th of June. I don't know where exactly as far as like what streaming service is going to have it, but it's going to be probably some 1999 pay-per-view or something like that for all I know.
Don King. I think it's the DonKing.com, dude.
Oh, is it for free?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. You have to. It's
some
pay-per-view, but it's on his website. Yeah, it's like a Don King website.
Well, all right. We're gonna have Broner and Cobbs. Their press conferences have been somewhat entertaining, but not entertaining enough to tune into the fight. And then on June 8th, we have Xander Zayas taking on Patrick Teixeira. That's going to be the 10-rounder junior middleweights on ESPN Plus. Of course, Top Rank is where Xander Zayas is. So those are the two main cards, I guess, this weekend. Looking forward to a couple of weeks from now, something else, some better boxing. We're looking at, let me see. Well, I guess the week after that, we have Gervonta Davis and Frank Martin on the 15th. So that's kind of what we're probably looking forward to more so than these fights. But nonetheless, that's what we have coming up this weekend. ESPN Plus, we have some Top Rank with Xander Zayas main eventing, and then Broner and Cobbs on the 7th. Anything, Andrew? Did you find anything?
No, I didn't. The Broner situation is another interesting one because he has room to make a splash again. If he can be successful, right? Get a win under Cobb. Cobb wasn't not too far ago. People had him as a sort of a prospect, right, with Golden Boy. I know it kind of fizzled out here, but I'm just saying with this landscape of where boxing is, a lot of uncertainty. I see Broner as having an option, having an opportunity here to get back in to a big fight. So he just needs to show up and fucking take the kid out. Take this shit serious. Don't do anything stupid, and let's see where this goes afterwards. I mean, seriously, Mayweather came out the other day saying he would fight Victor fucking Ortiz. Like, yeah. Anything's on the table, man. You just gotta win and keep your head straight. You know what I'm saying? You're still Adrian Broner, and like you said, I've been very entertained with their press conferences. I know these two guys are dickheads, but they're funny dickheads. Like they're doing it pretty good. I love the puppet thing. He was getting Broner so fucking mad with that puppet. Yeah, he kept mimicking everything. He was like, "All right, you're a fucking clown. You're a fucking clown."
Yeah. Did you see he like crashed his gym or something like that? Right? He went over his gym with a puppet or something. Yeah. It's so if nothing else, that's entertaining. I don't know how much this Don King pay-per-view is going to end up being, but if I can find it somewhere online, which I usually do anyway, we'll see if I want to watch it. But that's going to be on June 7th, which I believe is Friday, and then June 8th, as I said, the Top Rank card on ESPN Plus. Well, all right, I guess that does it for us. Then
it would almost be better if Don put that on for free. Look, he's already getting paid by the casino. The casino is paying them to put on the fight there. It would almost do him better to put that fight because he's trying to make money off of Broner, right? If he gets Broner into a pay-per-view, that helps him. I don't know why you're charging people to watch this fight, man. Nobody's showing up to put down anything to watch fucking Cobb versus Broner. We will all tune into the outcome. We might tune into the highlight that you guys put in, but to actually say that we're going to pay money, come on, Don. I know you're 90-something, bro, but we got to make better business decisions than this, man. Talk about milking the fucking cow. How many buys we get? 1,000. All right. Yeah. All right.
As long as we're not a negative, we're good.
Yeah, we're going to eat dinner tonight. Like, what the fuck?
Like, babe, get on the phone. Order a burger. Okay. Order a burger. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. As always, guys, we always appreciate you guys listening to us ramble about the happenings of boxing. We'll definitely be back here next week with some results of some boxing, ESPN Plus on, Top Rank on ESPN Plus, as we mentioned, and seeing what exactly happens with this Broner and Cobbs fight. So thank you once more for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll see you guys next weekend. Take care. Peace.
Later.